Technique number 11 for dealing with fear is visualization and law of attraction. So, one way to deal with fear is to simply crowd it out of your mind with positivity. Overwhelm the fear with a positive vision. So let's say right now you're having a difficulty paying the bills. You're in a tough spot in your life. You need money. You're scared. You're worried. You don't know where you're going to get a job, where the money's going to come from, how you're going to make ends meet. So one option you have is to keep going down that negative spiral. You can keep visualizing it. You can keep telling yourself how bad it is and how horrible it is and how no one's going to hire you and how all this job interview that you went to, they're probably not going to call you back, and etc. And of course, this will just create a negative spiral, and you will just fear more. And then out of this fear, you will make bad decisions. The other possibility is that you catch yourself and you stop yourself and you recognize that, wait a minute, yes, my situation right now isn't good. I need to figure out how to fix this. But also, worrying about it here and having all this negative imagery is not going to work. Let me come up with a positive vision. Let me start to visualize how I'm going to get a job. And it's not just going to be a bad job, it's going to be a great job. And this job is going to have great prospects for the future. And maybe 2 years from now, I can visualize myself, living in a nice apartment and being able to pay all my bills ahead of time and not having to suffer through this ever again in my life. Having a lot of money in my bank account, and I can visualize myself having a nice car, and I can visualize myself buying the stuff that I want to buy and being able to afford it. And so if you do this kind of visualization consistently, this is a very good way of just crowding out your mind, because your mind is only thinking of one thing at a time. If you're thinking of negative stuff, that's what you're thinking about, negative stuff, and you're feeling negative. If you're thinking about positive stuff, you're feeling positive. You can't hold a negative and a positive thought or feeling in your head or in your body at the same time. So the trick, though, with visualization, and I do have a old video about visualization, go check that out, explains how to do the technique, is that you got to do it daily. A little bit of it goes a long way, but you have to do it daily. So you don't need to visualize for an hour. You can just visualize for 5 or 10 minutes on whatever thing you fear. So for example, if you fear approaching beautiful women, visualize yourself for 5 minutes before you go out, approaching beautiful women, and that it goes great, and that they love you, and they are responsive, and they give you dates, and all the stuff that you want. Visualize that, and you'll notice that helps. If you're afraid of talking to your boss about getting a raise, what do? Sit down and visualize for a week before you go talk to your boss. Every single day for 5 or 10 minutes, just visualize yourself talking to your boss, and he listens to you, he's receptive, and he gives you a raise. And then the whole situation works well. Visualize that. Now, of course, you're going to wonder, well, Leo, but what happens if I do visualize that, and then I do go to my boss, and it goes terribly? Haven't I just been fooling myself with these positive visions? You haven't been fooling yourself. You've been programming yourself. See? Using these visualization techniques does not mean that your life will always go however you want. That's not the point of it. The point of it is that you're increasing your chances, and you're also making yourself feel good while you do this. So rather than spending a week worrying about how your boss is going to reject you, instead you spend a week visualizing how he's going to actually like your proposal and maybe will give you a higher position and a higher salary. Now, is there a chance that he won't? Yes, but dwelling on that chance and worrying about that chance that he will reject you, that's not going to help you. That's going to make you feel like a victim. In fact, if you think that way, you probably will be too afraid to even ever go talk to him. But if you program yourself for a week with positivity, then you'll have more confidence, you'll have more pep in your step when you go in there, you'll have a bigger smile, you'll have a more positive expectation. You might even have some ideas throughout that week of what kind of things you should say to him that will work. As you're visualizing, in that visualization process, ideas will come to you. Positive ideas, empowering ideas will come to you, and then you can use those to create the kind of situation that you want. So in this way, you're being a proactive creator of your life rather than just sitting back and letting life happen to you. And that's empowering. And that's a great way to combat fear. Takes a bit of work, though. Most of these methods take a bit of work, which is why most people don't do them. Most people are just lazy and complacent, and they just want to be fearless automatically. Well, you know what? Guess what? It doesn't happen that way. In life, if you want to be fearless, you're going to have to work for it.